Hiya. So, day 2. Throat's a bit hoarse, was doing a bit of yelling today. Did my talk today, which was awesome. I felt really good. I was really vulnerable about it. Talking about how my rigid or my achiever wound, and spoke about how I'm breaking a lot of that down and acknowledging that I can be a prick, like a rigid, controlling prick, and I really felt that because I can be that way, and just talking about how I'm letting myself be me. And an example was today at the train station, I was doing exercises like grounding and qigong exercises, and I would never do that normally. Like I felt like I needed to do some exercise. I felt like I was ungrounded and I was splitting off. And I just did some qigong on the train station platform, and I was like, a part of me checked in with myself, like, what are you doing? Like, you never normally do this, but I felt so free. And I also told the guys that I'm recording myself and I have a YouTube channel, which has really helped me be able to check in with myself and talk from a place that feels vulnerable. And I'm really enjoying that. It's really helping me connect how I'm feeling with what I'm saying, which is really important. So after the talk, we did some projection and transference work, and we broke up into a group of 3 and just spoke amongst each other about what that person in the 3 group triggers in us, and then taking ownership of that, whether we feel like we always need to rescue them. So it brings up those feelings of having to rescue a parent, feelings of insecurity, or that I'm always pretending to be something that I'm not, so it puts people off. But it's actually my issue with not trusting people and believing people aren't genuine, which usually means because I'm not being genuine. So, and then a really good one I found was we did all of the group together. We all spoke to each other within the group, and just walked up and had a conversation about what triggers us that they do, and then taking ownership. That's me that does this. That's me that believes this particular attribute. This is me that believes that I'm unworthy or I'm this. But what was really important for me, and I think is for a lot of men at the moment, is connecting with a woman and then not knowing how to feel into that. So say you just want to be friends, or you can feel another energy coming up but you don't want to have sex with them, and you want to open up and just share more with them, but there's this uneasy anxiety type feeling that comes up, which for me it feels inappropriate and awkward. What normally would feel inappropriate and awkward, and then I withdraw and my heart kind of closes down. And then when my heart closes down, but I keep talking, the female usually thinks that I'm hiding something, which I am. I'm hiding my authentic self. I'm hiding what I really feel towards the woman. So that was really powerful. And the more we all spoke about our issues towards each other, I had stuff around some of the guys just being able to be themselves, just be honest and open and transparent, and I felt that energy. It felt like they were doing that, and then for me it was I can't do that, and it would bring up this flooding feeling of insecurity, and yeah, it was really again, it was very shocking, and the energy was really heavy. So after the room started to get quite heavy, and then Robert knows that we need to get rid of this energy, just feel into it and discharge it. What we did lower self-work, and the lower self-work is we get the aggression out. So for some of us that was hitting a foam block, feeling and reciting whatever the energy is that we have towards like a parent, or like if you get off on hating yourself, or if you get off on negative pleasure is what we talk about, negative pleasure, where like you derive pleasure from like victim stories of like I'm sick again, I'm depressed, I'm unhappy, and you love living in that story and the energy. You like it a lot. We love telling people the story, and it's like, tell me more. Just like, I want to live in this vat of unhealthy story, this negative story. And normal psychotherapy doesn't touch it. Like normal psychotherapy will talk about it and do some CBT to try and change your framing, but it doesn't actually touch on the deeper stuff, which is what we do with this work. So for me, I was angry at my inner mother for taking my heart, and so I was raging at her about getting my heart back, and it felt really good, and it uncapped another layer for me to explore, which was around sexuality in women and the sexual perversion that I have towards my mum, which is quite common with inappropriate generational boundaries, which I think I spoke about in the last video. And it felt like, which involves pelvic thrusts on a foam block. And a lot of guys have this and they would never admit it, and they just get stuck in relationships where they don't have good sex, and they use women as objects, and they don't want to love them. They just want to have sex with them and leave them. They might think that they want love, and intellectually they might think they want love, but actually they can't feel the love. And a lot of guys are like this. I know a lot of guys like this. I've been this way. I've created relationship dynamics around this, and it's lower self-work that gets rid of it. That's it. That's what you can do. That's my experience anyway. Lower self-work. So that involved pelvic thrusting into a block of foam, with a woman that's representing my mum on the other side, holding some space for me, allowing me to do that shamelessly, and it was really empowering. And there's other guys that are like that too. They have that same, and they do the same thing as well. So when one person does it, it gives permission for other people to do it, and the more people that do it, the more changes that happen in the dynamic in the group, and all of us can go deeper. It's beautiful. It's really, really great. The women feel safer to explore their sexual issues. More of the guys feel safer to explore their sexual issues. It's really important. So if you feel it and you can own it, then you have transformational change, and that's the only way you can go about it. So then after that, I felt like I could do another round on the foam block, but then we called it to a close, and the achiever wounded me always wants to try and do more, even though I may have done enough and I haven't integrated what's just happened in my body. It's basically kind of like a trauma release, so I just flick into this I've got to be perfect mode, and thinking I can keep on doing it even though I've got energy to do it again. But we called to a close, and we had a little integration meeting, and I started to cry, which felt really good. I was crying about the stuff that's happened in my past, around feeling rejected by my mum, being suppressed by my mum, having inappropriate bonds with my mum, and it's basically my inner mum like, my mum today is not the same person as she was when I was 0 to 7, so it's like, it's my shit now to deal with. It's not hers to deal with, it's mine. I'm an adult, take care of myself, do my own emotional work. So even if she did heal herself, that same pattern's playing out in me, so it's like, I want to get better. I want to be able to love properly, open-heartedly, so of course I'm going to want to be responsible for my own work. And then I came home, had a great bath just then. It was exactly what I needed, just to soak and think about and integrate things and just feel what's going on. And when I was in a good space, I came and made this video. So this is my story of day 2. Thank you for listening, and I recommend doing emotional work, particularly body psychotherapy and core energetics, which includes the lower self work, because you will not heal this transgenerational nonsense without it. There's just no other way. So anyway, take it easy. Bye.